thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fun card, and it features the stamp set Cheers to the Year from the Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. So while this is a nice Christmas card that I've used the Joy stamp, you can also use if you send New Year's cards, or it would make a great wedding card for a winter wedding. These pieces are things that you would use all year round. There's just great images there that you can punch out with the 2-inch circle punch and use those for any type of card. So let's go and get started on this. I'm going to do this focal point first, and I've got some glossy cardstock. You can see that gloss there as the light hits it. And I'm going to do a technique called polished stone. This has been around for a very long time, so it might be new to you, but you may have seen it before. So I just did one quick little splash of rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going to onto my cotton ball, and then I'm going to take the Berry Burst classic ink refill and just put like 2 drops of that onto the cotton ball, and then I will just dab it onto the glossy cardstock. I cut it large enough that I can hold on down here without worrying about getting ink on my fingers. I can give myself some space there to hold on to the glossy cardstock. So you can tell I'm just kind of dabbing it. Sometimes I go back in and swirl a little bit. Any way you want to do it is fine, and every time you do it, you will get a different look. So this is going to look different from my sample here. You can also mix it up by using more than one color. So there's just lots of options when you do this polished stone technique. I'm going to just reach up and set that aside. So being that this is rubbing alcohol, it does dry pretty quickly, but I want to set it aside just to give it a little bit of drying time. And I think I might just scoot. Actually, let's see if I just fold that over a little bit. That will give me a dry space. This is Berry Burst cardstock. I'm just going to fold that in half. It was 8.5 by 5.5. So that's my card base. And then this, I embossed the snowflake right onto this black cardstock. So that same folder on champagne foil paper looks like this. And of course you could do it on white cardstock, any other color, but it really changes the look of it when you do it on the black cardstock. So what I'm going to do to start is take some adhesive, just put it in the center there, and tack down this silver ribbon, and then flip it right over. I'm just going to put some more adhesive here. It always works easier to put the adhesive onto the cardstock and then press the ribbon down into it. The adhesive doesn't like to stick directly to the ribbon. So then I will go and add more adhesive here. When I emboss the layer, I always put more adhesive on just because the embossed part doesn't have as much surface area actually touching the card. So I like to have a little more adhesive just to make sure it's strong and holds in place. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, you may not have even noticed this little detail here. This is a circle, a 2 1/4 inch circle of vellum. And so just that little extra touch there really makes a big difference. Now, adhesive does show through the vellum, so normally I want to be very strategic about how I attach it. With this, however, because we're going to put the other circle over it, I don't have to be real concerned. So I'm just going to center it on there. You can see right there how the adhesive shows right through. So if I was not covering that up, that would definitely be an issue. But being that I'll put that circle over it, we don't even need to worry about it. So the next thing I want to do is bring in my clear Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to take this and take the brush end and just kind of go over the raised embossed part. So I'm just using the side and touching it on all of the parts that are raised. So it's certainly not perfect. If you look closely, you can see that I'm actually, touching down on the actual card that's not embossed, but it's just a real quick way to add a little bit of shimmer to this. And I just love the way it looks. It's very dynamic on the black cardstock. More so than, the lighter, it definitely gives it a shimmer, but there's just more contrast, and so it stands out a little bit more. And of course, you can go back and add as much as you would like if you want it to have a little more shimmer. So let me pull that up so you can see it even better. It sparkles so much. Okay, just a quick tip with your Wink of Stella. You do want to store this straight up. I have a little glass on my desk that I keep those in just to prevent it from leaking at all. So another tip, just to make sure that this is dry, what I do is put it face down, rub it like that. No ink comes off, then I know I'm good to go. So what I'm going to do now is take the Joy stamp that was in the Cheers to the Year stamp set and my basic black ink. When I'm stamping onto glossy cardstock, I want to be careful because it is such a smooth surface. It's easy to set it and kind of have it slide. So I'm just going to be very careful about going straight down and up with that stamp. And same thing when you use your basic black ink on regular cardstock. I'll do it off to the side so it doesn't make you crazy there. When you use it on regular cardstock, you don't have to worry about it. It dries right away. On this glossy cardstock, it does take just a little bit of time because of that different surface. So you can see, you know, there's just a little bit of shininess still on that black. So I'm going to let it dry just a little bit. And then what I would do is, again, take it, put it face down and rub on it to see if any ink comes off so that it doesn't come off on me or my project or, you know, smear when I go to punch it. So what I would do then, let me look and see. Let's try the little test and see what it does. See how wet it still is because it's kind of hard to tell. Oh yeah, see, it was pretty wet. All of that came off. Then I'm just going to slide my 2-inch circle punch over it and pop that right out. And then I will add a couple Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. Peel the backing off of those. And then add it to my card. I've really enjoyed working with this stamp set. And I like the versatility that I can use it for wedding cards or use those other circle pieces like I mentioned before for all different sorts of things throughout the year. So this is a very duplicatable card. If you are looking for something to do for your Christmas cards this year, this could be it. It's got some nice sparkle on there with the silver ribbon, the shimmer from the Wink of Stella, and then that fun focal point with the polished stone technique. Very duplicatable, very easy for you to make lots of these to send out this Christmas. I hope you enjoy making your Christmas cards this year. Thanks for watching.
For daily creative inspiration or to place an order, visit my blog. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.